So the idea as you go through chapters 3 and 4 is to look at some of these parts where the beast starts arriving. Look at where he's ape-like. And look at where the mask of civilization starts falling off. Because we're moving these good British schoolboys into kind of a brutal world here. We still get the snake. We still get the demon. That's always kept alive. Don't know what they're going to do with it yet. So that's what I highlight that. But you say that's going to come up in chapters 5 and 6. And then we get this conflict between Jack and Ralph. It's about dominance as they start forming a society. Are the hunters more important than the tenders of the fire? Whose authority is more important? For Jack to say, let's go hunt, or for Ralph to say, no, you've got to tend the fire. So already they've got a conflict over, almost like two political parties, whose agenda is most important. So the primitive society is taking shape, and the conflicts are very much on the surface. And then we get kind of the arbitrary nature of who gets to belong as the big and who's the small. They kind of draw a line down the middle, but there probably isn't anything. It's a dubious region inhabited by Simon and Robert and Morris, that there's no reason they should be big or small. It's kind of arbitrary how people are arranged. So kind of look to that, the strangeness, the way that we choose who belongs, who's strong, and who isn't. And then the cruelty towards the little kids' castles, and then also the idea that there's no parent. The civilizing influences are gone. Are they going to get more cruel? That's what we're getting at as we drop off and move away from those civilizing influences. And like the stones here, the throwing of the stones. There's a circle of 6 feet, but is that circle going to get smaller and smaller? Are they going to start bashing each other in the head with rocks? Is it going to get more and more primitive? And then we move on to Jack painting himself like a primitive, snarling a bloodthirsty snarl. And he's dressing like a primitive. He still has the protection of a mask. It's Halloween, but will he be that primitive without a mask in time? What are they becoming? Savages? Bullying Piggy? Again, even harsher, and even more harsh, punching him in the stomach. And then you have that crazy tussle where Piggy is punched in the stomach, his glasses are broken, and all the kids are laughing. Kind of like the way that, all of the cows can join up on a weaker animal and beat it, smash it. So there's something really about a herd mentality, something kind of nasty about it. And then Ralph holding on to his authority, because there's a power play here. And he's got to hold on to it with attitude by not recognizing Jack, by not giving him any credit, by kind of holding his agenda over Jack. And then finally, fighting over food, something we learned not to do. But now, the weaker kid, the outside kid like Piggy, doesn't get to eat. It's kind of like dogs fighting over. The dominant ones get the bigger portion of the food. And as it ends, they're dancing around. I didn't highlight it, but they're dancing around, talking about the blood, the blood, the blood. They're excited about it, cutting the pig's throat. Kill the pig, cut her throat, bash her in. These are kids. They're only a few weeks from home. Just how savage are they going to get? So when you look at these chapters, kind of see the facade of civilization slowly melting away. And maybe that, as you said, the inner savagery, the inner wickedness kind of rising up more and more. And then the question that you want to ask when you write about this, when you observe this sort of parting of the civilized mask and behavior, is what are people deep down inside? And this is written after World War II, when 54 million people died at the hands of their fellow human beings. So that's what you're moving into here. And try to think of that when you write about a paragraph from chapters 3 and 4.